Rage of Aquarius with your hosts Dan Smeriglio and Josh Bernstein.
Happy Sunday evening for you. We're right on time at 9 p.m. Eastern. Oh, sorry. So we're right on time at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Now, listen, before we get into that, let me first apologize because we're just gonna totally dump on Dosh.
Let's do it.
Josh.
We don't make liars out of clocks out here, okay? We're not clock cucks.
So
we don't change our clocks.
Real men.
For me, 7 is 7.
No. Real men like to save and lose daylight, okay?
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
So first things first, I forgot to hit schedule for the show on Friday. Sorry, that's on me. So tomorrow night, if you missed it live on Thursday, you can see it at 9 p.m. Eastern time right here and everywhere else you see it. My bad. So the Hour of Rage will be tomorrow night and then back on schedule next Friday. Now, for tonight, yes, I totally forgot. Arizona doesn't change their clocks. They're too cool for that.
We're too cool.
Yeah, you're too cool. And us dumbasses, we did. So here I am. I wasn't going to be late. I was 5 minutes early. And I'm like, where's Josh? And, nobody's fault, but sorry, everybody. So here we are, Rage of Aquarius, coming to you live right here.
Yeah. Dan's like, hey, man, where are you? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, we're ready to go. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's the time. I'm like, oh, shit, we don't change our clocks, bro. Now I got it. So now I know it's 6 to 7 my time.
Now we're
forward,
good.
So
now we're good.
We're
going.
Good.
Yes, going forward, we'll be all squared away. So have no fear. So, dude, obviously Thursday night was fun. That was a good time. And
that was a challenging time. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
but we got it done.
Hey, and I had no.
My audience knows what I'm talking about, but we will not get into it.
You want to get graphic? I mean,
Yeah, we don't need to do that.
No, you did good. You did good.
I'm a professional. No one would even have known.
There you go. I'm just thinking to myself, God, Josh is really sucking tonight. Like, what's up with him?
That's right.
Wow, man, like, no energy. Like, what is this? What the fuck?
Why is he doing? What's going on?
I'm like, listen, you're getting excited about the whole Cuba-Colombia thing. Maybe you're
partying. Oh, man, look at this, bro.
I don't know.
I got my new one.
Wait, let me make it big. Hold on. There it is.
If you can see it, I got to move over my fat
no, it's perfect.
It says next.
Next.
Because it's going to be next, baby. That's right.
I love
Killing commies. I love it.
That's right. Marco getting ready. He already has the hijab, not the hijab, the burqa, not the burqa, whatever the hell it's called, the turban ready for Iran. Yeah. And he's getting ready for Cuba. So there you go. The prodigal son coming home. So
there we go.
Let's just start with what we were talking about before, like and we could parlay this into the other things.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's just priceless how they say Iran is fighting back, and then they're lit up like never before. The people are still cheering, like we're just like annihilating them. President Trump said we will not accept any unconditional surrender. They don't want it. They want them all gone. And then they were warned. The one person, if you name them as the next supreme leader, Khomeini's son, then expect a shock and awe event like you've never seen before. And
he can't shoot off his own missile, but trust me, we're going to hit him with one.
Listen, the impotent Ayatollah is a scary man, okay? He has some popsicle sticks down there and a goat prop. He has his dead pecker popped up on the goat's head.
It's so bad, and I reported on it, right? And I thought, he just had a couple issues. No, man, this guy has like million wives, right? He had practice wives that he couldn't get it up for his real wife, right? And so I think eventually he decided to just do the goats. And then I don't know what happened after that, but he was hospitalized for this. So I've heard that he's even more vicious than his father. So IDF, Mossad, American military, zero in quickly, please.
Well, they literally said that if you choose him, that we will kill everybody involved with naming him. We will kill him and the remainder of his family, and we know where you are. And then like an hour later, they announced that he's the one. So
yeah, I mean,
you gotta love it.
But here's the thing: they have a death wish. They don't care. Yes. That's the thing and I explained this before. It's mass mutual destruction. That's why the Reykjavik Accords with Gorbachev were successful, right? You kill me, I kill you. Everybody dies. Nobody wins. Nobody lives, right? It's not like that with these psycho fucks in these, dirty nightshirts. They want to die. So it's a harder enemy to fight because their whole goal is to die for their god, right? Or for, the child molester, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so that makes it a lot more difficult. That's why they have to be eliminated 100%. Not one of them could be breathing at the end of this.
Totally agreed. And now that we know that, what's his name? Raza?
Raza Pavlavi?
Thank you. I keep that name. I'll never remember, but that dude is like already agreed to be the interim leader, which could end up being the leader if the people so desire. So
Yeah,
I mean,
he's going to be badass.
Yes, he's making his way there. I mean, everything's going down. It's a beautiful sight to behold, and that the show they put on last night in Iran was fantastic. They just bombed the ever-living hell out of Iran, and nobody. It's funny. What about the poor people of Iran? The ones cheering it and like praising Allah. And another week and weekend of now even more people in the streets praising Trump, praising Israel, praising America. And now it's in Boston, New York City, Florida, Los Angeles, Chicago,
London,
all over the world.
Australia, Melbourne, I heard, and it was a big one in Australia. So it's all over the place.
And
the thing is that even the Iranians are shouting down the idiots that support this.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
It's just unreal. Think about it. The American left in this country are so brainwashed and stupid that they are saying no war with Iran, and they're protesting, which they're legally allowed to do.
Yeah.
And we're taking out a regime where if you protest,
you're dead.
You're dead.
Yeah.
I mean, how fucking stupid can you be?
Well, you know, I heard a rumor that when you get your 500th booster, it eliminates the one remaining brain cell that you have. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it really goes to show you now. Now, speaking of which, you know, this is the perfect segue because I know you wanted to talk about it. And tell you right now, I lost all confidence in the new George W. Bush. He's the worst thing in the world. He's a globalist. Israel's compromised him. He's been taken over, and I don't know what to do. But I love Trump, and I hate Trump. I'm condemning him because I love him. And I'll tell you right now, it's gonna be a world war. It's gonna be the end of everything. We're all gonna die. Don't you see it? We're all dying already. It's gonna come any day now. I'm telling you right now.
And usually he says, "What a wonderful time to be alive! Isn't this amazing? Oh my God!"
No. He's apparently feels bad for the world war that we're in. I mean, another soldier did die, which is heartbreaking.
It's terrible, of course.
That's seven. Listen, and one life is too many, but 7 compared to this time in Iraq and or Afghanistan, take your pick. Or even Desert Storm or Vietnam or,
like
right?
50,000.
Let's just keep going. So, no, what we're doing is amazing. And these dumb bastards that just run it down all week, it is disgusting. So I know you want to talk about it. So go ahead, because you know me, I'll go off on it all the time.
I kind of look at the way things are like this. What we are doing right now is we are wiping out the international globalist deep state. That's what we're doing right now. Why? So it makes it a lot easier to take out the domestic deep state. So to all the America Firsters out there, MAGA supporters, President Trump supporters, all those folks out there that we know who you are, we love you, you love us, we get it. You're not going to like my message because my message is shut up, sit down, relax, and understand that in 1 year, we have completely secured the Arctic region away from China and away from Russia. We have taken out Maduro 100%. We have the oil in Venezuela. Now we're in the process of wiping out the most evil regime on the face of the earth. We're going to do that in the next 3 to 4 weeks. We are wiping out the globalists out there. We are getting rid of the funders of all the left-wing radicals and extremists, which means what? It's going to make it so much easier here in America to take out the American domestic terrorists because they're not going to have any more funding. And the biggest one of all, which was China, they are absolutely fucked right now. Why? Very simple. They have no gas. Yes. None. They can't get it from any other place. And so they can't get it from Venezuela. They're not going to get it from Saudi Arabia because they can't stand them. They're not going to get it from Kuwait. So there's no other place to get it. I mean, they could get it from Iran, but they can't get it from Iran anymore. They can't even go through the Straits of Hormuz. So you know what else this does? They got no gas for their ships, for their planes, for their tanks, for any type of, armored vehicles. China is done for, folks. They are done for. So if you can't see that and you're complaining about the Epstein files or you're complaining about, domestic policy or gas prices going up, just shut your fucking mouth because you're an idiot and you don't know anything. Point blank.
That's
Sorry.
beautifully stated.
You're just not as smart as us.
No, exactly. That's perfectly stated. So I'm going to piggyback off that and say sincerely, the America only crowd or whatever you call yourselves, from the bottom of my heart, I hate you. I wish you nothing but a life of pain and misery. And I hope you lose all the money that you stolen from the people. Go fuck yourselves. You disgust me. And you're fucking pathetic. Like, you know what you're doing. And again, that's the worst part. You get people who are actually intelligent enough that they do know what's really happening, but they're purposely selling the lie, trying to rope in the audience of freaking, people who beat off into socks in their basement. Like, I don't understand who they're trying to appeal to. The I hate Trump crowd. Okay, well, you're in the minority. So we're going to be different. You can't ride. Yeah, you can't ride that dick in 28. So now you have to ride something else. So we're going to hate on Trump. That'll get him. I'll tell you right now. That's going to do it.
And look, some people that are hearing this, they're not going to like this. They may tune us out. Our numbers may go down. But the bottom line is, if you can't understand from a geopolitical perspective how incredibly amazing and awesome what we have been able to accomplish in 1 year, completely resetting the global order 100%, and wiping out Iran, wiping out Russia because now they're decimated as well, wiping out China financially as well. I mean, we're going to take down the Cubans next. We got rid of Venezuela. You don't see that as victories because you're worried about, the Epstein files and the rest of the bullshit that we're hearing about in the media. I'm sorry, but you're not that bright. You're not as intelligent as myself and many others that understand what is happening here. Are we going to get to the domestic stuff? Absolutely. But you know what? It's going to be that much easier when we don't have all of these other issues. If you think about it, what President Trump is doing is he is Democrat-proofing this country for the future. And he's doing it right now. And it's very simple. Why? Because you've got these asshole judges that won't let him do anything. You've got dipshit, fake Republican rhino scumbags that won't allow him to even pass the SAVE Act right now. You've got all these people fighting him. So he's going, you know what? Fine, fuck it. I'll just rearrange the world order. I'll take care of all the threats around the globe. I'll do all those things, the Americas that he's doing right now, taking out the drug cartels. He is making the entire world safer. Not more dangerous, safer. And so, he's done that in a year. And so, newsflash, folks, he's got 3 more to go. Think about what he's going to be able to accomplish in the next 3 years. He's already completely, changed the entire world in 1 year. So sit down, relax, have a beer, chill the fuck out, and watch, okay?
They all drink soy milk. Listen, honestly, you think about it, they have used the boogeyman that is Russia, the boogeyman that is this, the boogeyman that is that for freaking, decades upon decades upon decades. Trump has wiped it out. And just what he said yesterday at that the Shield of the Americas conference about the cartels, when he said to all of them, he goes, well, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. I'll send a missile. You've seen how precise they are.
Yeah, right into your bedroom window or something, he said.
And the beautiful part was the pro-Trump Presidentes love it. What's his face? Spain guy got told sit down, which I thought was beautiful. But, the other ones, they had a straight face. You know why? Because it's the same thing that happened with Putin and Xi Jinping in his first term. When Trump said, you do this, Moscow gets it first. You do this, Beijing gets it first. What he did to what's his face, Abdul with the Taliban, your house gets it first. And now they know more than ever before. The first term was, we think he would do it. Now they know he'll do it, and he does not care. When you have that John Carl scumbag from ABC doing a live feed on Facebook saying that I have a hard time to admit this, but I feel obligated to, that no other American president in history can you just call and he'll pick up the phone and talk to you. He said, I've spoken to him 4 times since the strike in Iran. I was on the phone with him while he was writing up the Kristi Noem change and everything else. And he said, whether you like it or not, this man just talks to you like it's no big deal. He goes, he feels that he is unstoppable and untouchable. And he goes, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying that he's proving his point, and his legacy is going to be what? Defeating the globalists? I mean, that's pretty
That's
freaking
huge.
massive.
That's huge.
You have all these schmucks that talk about it for decades and decades and raise money off it and do nothing. And then you have the man who said, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, lose, get shot, be threatened with prison, try to kill my family, everything else, and I'm going to do it. And he's doing it.
And here's the other part of this. I mean, you look at everything that he's already accomplished, right?
Yeah.
Now you have the media coming up with another Russia bullshit. Yeah. Boots on the ground. We're going to put boots on the ground, boots on the ground, boots on the ground. You know what? We are going to have boots on the ground, but they're not going to be American boots.
Nope.
They're going to be, I don't know, Kurdish boots. They're going to be maybe United Arab Emirates, maybe Turkey. You know how much they have pissed off the entire Middle East against them from just indiscriminately firing, missiles and drones and rockets at all these other countries all around them? It's not going to be American boots. It's going to be the IDF. It's going to be Israel's boots. It's going to be so many others. But the media has nothing to run on because, again, bottom line is we've already pretty much toppled the regime, or it's in the process of being toppled. Dead. So they're like, holy cow, what can we do to attack President Trump now? Oh, I know, boots on the ground. Yeah, let's use that boots on the ground angle to piss everybody off and get everybody upset. It's just ridiculous. That's why I call them prostitute whores.
Yep. And again, the new mainstream media, your War Rooms, the Hodge twins, even Benny, some of these other people that just, I don't understand where they decide in the middle of the night to make their change. And you got to sometimes be like Roseanne Barr when she had somebody on her podcast and she was saying how much she loved the president. And the guy on the show said, he goes, well, I'm not going to talk about that. She goes, I thought you loved him. Well, no, I hate him now. She goes, oh, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm going to sit here and tell you all that he's done and why you're a fucking idiot for saying that. Like, you know what? Like, good. This is what
you can't be. It's like being a fair weather fan, right?
Yeah.
Like you like a team, whatever your team is, and you root for your team, and then they don't win a couple of games. You're like, those people suck. I'm going to the next one. No, that's not how this works. Yeah. We have the greatest president in the history of the United States.
Amen.
Bar none. No one's even close. The most consequential president in the United States' history. Yeah. And you stand behind him, or you get fucking run over by the Trump train.
Amen.
Simple
and I think that's the perfect analogy because stupid little thing. When I used to watch sports, I'm a lifelong New York Mets fan, right? Lifelong. And I remember years ago when they got to the World Series and they got their ass kicked because that's what the Mets do. And everybody's like, all these New York Mets fans, thanks for nothing, you fucking scum. You treat them like you're Mets fans. The fact that they got there is the greatest thing ever. Like, we never expected them to win, But in this situation, politically, you are actually winning. Oh, and what about the gas prices? Well, what do you think? It's going to happen overnight?
How's that?
Right?
I hope they go higher. Because honestly, the bottom line is they're going to crash like you can't believe. Is it going to take a little time? Yeah, probably May 15th, somewhere around there.
Even if it hits $4.50 a gallon, it's when it collapses, we're going to see the lowest gas prices this country has seen since our parents were kids, maybe?
Probably,
I mean,
yeah.
Realistically, you can get damn near close because this is what's forthcoming. And he's already said that he didn't like the way things went down. So he told the American citizens, he didn't forget about the IRS. He goes, next year, they're all going to have new jobs. So
there you go. And we literally are at the precipice of having 560 billion crude oil reserves.
Yes.
And if we take out what's known as Karg Island, which is 18 miles off the coast of Iran, that's where they're doing all their crude oil and everything. That's where they're storing it all. So all we need is, 10, 15,000 IDF soldiers armed, go into the island, take it over, shoot all the people that are there that are working in the oil stuff, and take it over. It's over at that point.
Exactly.
The regime is gone as soon as that Karg Island is taken.
And for those who say, "Oh, now you're the new warmongers and everything else," no, it's you know what? And if that's the case,
we want the oil.
We do, because you know what? Even Trump said it back in the day when he was vehemently opposed to Iraq and Afghanistan. He said, "But at least take the oil," and they didn't because it was never about that. It was about something far deeper, far more sinister. So understand, and believe me, that's from somebody who was there and who believed the hype going in. All right. So you have to realize that these people that are working on that island, right? Oh, you want them to shoot the oil workers? You're goddamn right I do, because they know exactly what their oil is funding, who it's funding, where that money goes. They're all complicit. They all need to die because they would kill you and kill your family without a second thought. So let's do the world a favor and rid them. Send them to their goats, send them straight to the jihadi pedophile hell, and let them burn for eternity. If that's what you believe.
Every single one of these rag-headed idiots needs to go, number one.
Yes.
And I would say it's 1 billion oil reserves, 1 billion oil reserves for every death to America that these assholes have said throughout the last 47 years.
Yes.
So every time they said death to America, that's $1 billion in crude oil reserves. So
Amen.
if you think about it, how many times they've probably said it, they're getting off cheap.
Yes. Yes. So I think it's glorious. I think it's beautiful. I think it's wonderful. Keep going. And thankfully, it's going to keep going, which I think is fantastic because it's exactly what needs to happen. This is us sending a message to the global order, sending a message to the EU, sending a message to the UN, sending a message to everybody that we have had this force. We've had so many of these weapons and technologies for years. We chose not to use them because, believe me, past presidents, they liked it. Yes, and they liked us getting slaughtered in the freaking desert for bullshit. They like that, believe me.
Because they made money on it.
Yes, that's
all
how you make your money.
These slow, long, enduring wars.
Defense contractors get rich.
So much money.
Yes.
Trump's not doing any of that. He's going in, quick violence, whack them out, boom, I'm out, see you later, next problem, take care of that one. That's what he's doing. We're not nation building here. We're building up nations for themselves to be able to get out from tyranny, yes, but we're not nation building.
Exactly.
You know, that's the difference.
It's beautiful. I freaking love it.
They finally learned their lesson after Iraq and Afghanistan and Vietnam and who knows how many others, right? Mm-hmm. You think they would at some point, but it wasn't about that. They knew what they were doing. They knew they were sending those boys to get slaughtered, but they didn't give a shit because it was for this.
Yep. I mean,
President Trump is doing it for actual liberation. That's the difference.
And if you really want to talk, and I go into this deep sometimes on Political Shock, but we could talk about there's plenty of files, there's plenty of white pages, there's plenty of declassified documents. It's not even a conspiracy theory anymore. They knew Pearl Harbor was going to happen. They allowed it to happen. The Japanese didn't even want to do it. They were literally, kudos to the ones that made the movie Normandy. Was it not Normandy?
Independence?
Midway.
What is it called? Midway?
Yes, the remake of Midway actually starts off with the one, I forgot his name, my history is off, sorry Dad, but the American military Navy guy was in Japan talking to the Emperor, and he was saying, please, can you relay to the White House that we want no aggression with America, you know, please stop blocking our shipping lanes because we're trying to move food, trying to move munitions and everything else, and he said, I'll do everything that I can. I was so surprised that they did that because it's historically accurate. But we purposely did it. We pushed it. They hit us in Hawaii. They could have hit us in the mainland if they really wanted to. They hit us in Hawaii, but we knew it was coming. We knew the attack was coming, but that was the way to drum up the war machine, get out of the Great Depression. It's always been a business. Then you have, again, my favorite general in history was MacArthur. When he was brought back into the theater of combat with Korea, 100,000 troops, you know? Look what we did. And he was going to go straight through and decapitate what China had become. In a matter of 10 years, what China had become. And they pulled him from the theater of war and brought him home, and he was relieved. He saw it. Eisenhower, who was like, you know, up there on my list of presidents, again, why did he wait until his last night in office to deliver that epic speech where he spoke about the dangers of the military-industrial complex in what, 1962, 63?
I think somewhere around
And then we all know what happened with JFK. We all, you know, again, the CIA lied, people died. He's going to go after the intelligence agencies. You know who's got to go. It's like this has been nothing more than a perpetual blood machine. Trump is changing all of it forever. And he's also showing you what can be done and how it can be done and the way it should be done. So when others do it in the future for the wrong reasons, then it's up to us. That's all I'm saying.
Remember how Trump did it? We need to get back to doing that exactly. So he's setting the standard for future presidents. There's no question about it. And he's showing that if you have some balls, if you have some courage, if you have some determination, you can change the entire world order if you really want to. put America first. And that's what America first is all about. These people that are complaining that this isn't America first, absolutely this is America first. It's 100,000,000% America first. That's exactly what we're doing. We're putting America first. We are rearranging the entire world order so that every single country in the world has to come to the United States for their oil. It's as simple as that.
Brilliant.
And he did it in a year. I mean, this isn't, 3 years in the making. He did it in a year.
And
it's unbelievable.
And the tariffs aren't going anywhere, but think about this. How much more money are we going to bring in from oil? Even if they took away the tariffs, how much are we going to bring in from the entire world having to go to America to buy their oil? It's brilliant. It is brilliant. He is setting us up for generations to come.
Exactly.
And people need to realize that. I mean,
exactly.
Again,
and that's why I had my rant against our own people, because they need to wake up and understand the ramifications of these decisions. They are going to be there for years, decades, generations. He is setting up the future in a way that we can't even figure out yet. Like, there's so many moves that he's made that are going to be beneficial to the United States of America, and so many of these communist regimes are just going to be absolutely decimated in the next couple of years. I mean, the Cuban regime, I'm hearing they have had, now again, this is a country that has had blackouts a lot. And it goes to show you, this is how the mindset of communism works. Let's get the people and we'll take everything from them. We'll give them a little bit here and there, right? We'll give them a little bit of food ration. We'll give them a little bit here and there. And we'll give them that so they can't fight back. They're weak. They have just enough. And they will then accept what we have given them. And they will live their lives according to the way we want them to, right? And so now you have a situation where the blackouts, which might have been a couple of times a day here and there, right? 60 hours without electricity. So now they're out in the streets already, and they are using pots and pans. They're screaming. They're having an uprising already right now. Okay, so it's already started. Okay, it's already started. And I think that it's going to continue. And I think President Trump needs to send a message to Cuba saying, hey guys, hold on, fight back, we're coming. Look what we did for Iran. Let us take care of this first, but we're going to attend to you next. Yeah. And I think that that's a type of message that he needs to, put out there for Cuba.
And I think it's, excuse me. I think it's coming. And I think that's the brilliance of him having a Marco Rubio and him having these people, and the world sees it. So I think one of the messages it sends, because Cuba's allies, what are they going to do? The same thing. Believe me, Cuba is this big on that scale compared to an Iran or a Venezuela. So they're not going to do a damn thing, and they're going to fall. And that's why Trump's saying friendly takeover. It doesn't matter. The takeover is coming. And this also sends another beautiful message to the remainder. Spain, Brazil, what you did to Baldazaro, but I can't say his name. Baldazaro?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Brazil?
The former president. Bolsonaro. Thank you. I mean, look at what they did to him. You stabbed him. You shot him. You tried to kill him. Then he was a president. Everybody loved him.
You stole the election from him.
You stole the election.
Got a lot in common with Trump.
Yes. So this is a message to Brazil. If you're missing the millions of people outside every day now in the streets wanting you gone, this is your wake up call. In Spain, you already cucked. So
yeah, Spain's in bad shape now.
Spain's done.
Horrible.
Spain is going to suffer. So this is a message that this hemisphere belongs to us now. And it's not just that's American exceptionalism, but it's also saying, hey, be a partner in this, and it can work. It can actually work. Mexico, your day is coming. It's already begun there. But Cuba is massive. He's taking out the ones that they have used to scare tactic people with fear porn forever. You
will never have another Bay of Pigs type of situation. You'll never have a Cuban Missile Crisis. You won't have to worry about Russia, setting up shop 90 miles away from Miami. And who knows? Maybe they'll have casinos. You know, the way Havana used to be pre-1959. Havana was gorgeous. It was beautiful. All the Hollywood people, all the rich people, they would all go down there. That was the vacation spot until these psycho, came in and took over the country. And so once we get rid of Diaz-Canel and whatever his name is, Rafael, whatever Castro. He's like 96 years old.
Yeah.
We need to wipe out all of their leadership too. And look, if they were the ones that were guarding Maduro, which apparently many of the Cuban intelligentsia were, well, they couldn't even shoot their guns because of our weaponry, right?
Yeah.
So why don't we just do another Maduro type of extraction? Now, I'm hearing that this administration is actually looking at regime change from a different perspective. They're actually going to try to do indictments on drug cartel, narco-terrorism. So in other words, kind of doing the same thing that they did with Venezuela, so that they can either extract the leaders or arrest them or kill them or whatever it might be. But Cuba is going to be free. It's going to be free. I said, when they did Maduro, I said Cuba would fall in 2 years or less. And I said, and quite considerably less. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it could be 6 months from now or less.
Yeah,
who knows?
I think it's coming real quick. And if I were to make a guesstimate, I would say as soon as we wrap up the bombardment of Iran, that there's not going to be any lag time. It's going to go right to boom, hit Cuba, that's it. Then it's done.
And you know what? We should do this to all of these communist leaders. We ought to go into these African countries and take out their leadership. We ought to go into North Korea and do the same thing with Kim Jong-un. I mean, all of these people, why not make the entire globe free and safe for all the world and all the countries?
Yes.
And that's what we need to do. And we need to take these communists out in our country too.
That's right.
We really, truly do.
And if our glorious president wants to, it's okay. You could do it. Take out Kim Jong-un, bring him to the White House, and you two can hang out, because I know you're bullshit buddies. It's okay. I mean, listen, I stayed up all night watching that summit live when he met with Kim Jong-un. And that moment where he leaned over and said something to Kim Jong-un, and they pointed to the media and they both started laughing. I'm like, listen, I know he's a bad guy, but I can't not love this. And it was just so funny. And that one thing about Trump says, how you guys handle the media, huh? And Kim Jong-un laughed, and Trump goes, if only.
Yeah, exactly.
It was so funny.
But it wouldn't be hard. I mean, if you can do what you can do to Venezuela in a military compound with armed guards all over the place, and you can just pull the guy out and take him and bring him to New York, in one night, then think about what you can do in North Korea too.
And dude,
I mean, they're not nearly as tough. They're China's junkyard dog. That's what I've called them for years. Okay?
And honestly,
you got that potbelly dog eater, Kim Jong-un, and he's nothing. He's not. There's nothing to worry. Even if they have nuclear weapons, do they even have the capacity to get a missile to even hit Seoul, which is 55 miles away? No. Probably not. We've got missile defense that would shoot it down. So, again, they're nothing to be afraid of. And I'm honestly kind of shocked that China has taken such a back seat in all of this, because, again, they're another one that talks tough, but when it comes down to it, they're not there either. And this was great that they didn't get involved for a lot of reasons. But another reason is it shows all the people that were lining up with China against the United States, now they're realizing, they're really not for us. You know, you think the Iranian mullahs and clerics and Khomeini and all the rest of them are going, what the hell, China? Why didn't you come in and save us? Right? We gave you all this cheap oil for all these years because China are scum, and they were using them. And now that they're not usable anymore, they're disposable.
And listen, if South Korea can't play the role of Israel, that's fine. We have two right there. Japan will do it as long as we give them permission, and the Philippines. That's all we need.
We got problems in South Korea.
Yeah.
We never used to. Now we do. Because you have a pro-China CCP dominant regime. They just put their last president in jail like a month ago.
How did they let
issues
it
there
happen
in South Korea?
And it's funny. It's different too, because they're pro-China, pro-CCP, but they're not pro-North Korea, which it's very complex over there, and it makes very little sense. You know, because you think
their election was stolen too, and the Chinese helped steal it.
Yeah, of course. But it's so strange and ass backwards to me. So they're pro-communist, pro-CCP, but they're not pro-North Korea, but they're pro-China, and North Korea is the puppet of China.
Yeah,
it's
very weird.
Confusing. Yes. So
very strange.
But I think if you do something in North Korea, then South Korea is going to fall in line right quick, because it's just, and believe me, Japan's hungry for it. Now they have another great prime minister. May God protect her, because we've seen what they did to Abe. You know, Japan, it's not the same Japan, but they're listen, they've been gearing up for a fight. So, they were pretty hardcore back then, and I imagine they'll still be pretty fierce fighters. I'm just saying.
Well, I think there's a lot of countries around North Korea that would love to take a piece of that country and
absolutely
take out those leaders and everything else. So I think that you'd have a situation where if they retaliated, all of the rest of the area and their militaries would help us.
Yes.
I mean, but then again, then you'd also have China probably maybe come in. I don't know. It's hard to say. China has surprised me. I was always thinking that they are the biggest existential threat, and I still think they are to a degree.
To a degree,
because of their espionage and spying and their bioterrorism abilities and things like that. But when it came down to it, they weren't there for their so-called allies. Yep. And I think that that's going to probably help isolate the Chinese regime moving forward.
And I still think that, no, I don't think it, I know it. They have no choice. But I honestly don't think Russia gives two shits about China either way. But they have such a land border with, what are you going to do? Matter of convenience. But either way, they've both been neutered. And it's brilliant to see. And I mean, their espionage game is spot on. I mean, look, I was appalled by that Swalwell for banging Bang
Swallowswell, I call him.
Yeah, when he was banging the Chinese spy, Fang or something.
Bang.
I was shocked by that because I'm like, wow, I thought for sure he was a pickle buffer. So,
he definitely looks like a rump wrangler.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely a sword. Oh, my God.
Sword
gagger. Swallower. Yeah.
Peter puffer.
Cum dumpster.
Carrot chumper.
Yes. Jumper. We can't speak tonight. So I was surprised by that one. I'm like, wow, she was definitely
a cowboy. There you go.
Oh, there you go. I like that. Bareback Ranger, But
and this guy was on the intelligence committee.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Well, he's got a beard now. He's tough.
With China, they are good at infiltrating the United States of America, not just from the southern border, but going into our colleges, the Confucius Institutes, the 1,000 Talents program, where they send their best and brightest into our universities and research centers to steal our biological, information and intellectual property, and then they bring it back to China and the PLA, the People's Liberation Army, which is their bioterrorism wing and their military wing, and then they create all these freaking viruses all over the place. Yep. And they have people like Dr. Fauci helping them fund it. It's ridiculous. Crazy.
It's an interesting world, man. But God, the global order is changing.
Yeah.
So it's gorgeous to see. It's gorgeous.
It's amazing. Like I said, I mean, obviously the next thing, and I love what President Trump said, no bills until the SAVE Act is done. So he definitely wants that. Now, I do think he kind of muddled the waters a little bit, because here's the thing. It's going to be hard enough just to get these idiots to do the SAVE Act, but now he's throwing in the trans testicles, and he's throwing in no women in sport, men in women's sports. And I get it. We don't want men, competing with women in sports, and we certainly don't want, these children being sexually mutilated. But leave that for a separate bill. You know what I mean? Like, let's just get the SAVE Act. Let's concentrate on election integrity. And then down the line, then we can throw that in there. Because I know what's going to happen. You might lose Fetterman. You might lose some of these other soft, Republicans like Susan Collins and everything else. And remember, we have the votes for the talking filibuster. And isn't it interesting, now that Cornyn thinks he's getting the endorsement, all of a sudden he's for the talking filibuster and everything else. So President Trump is moving in the right direction, but I do believe he ought to take those last two demands out. For now, let's get the SAVE Act done and then worry about getting those things codified. Because remember, they're executive orders, but they need to be codified as well. So from a strategic standpoint, it'd be a lot easier to just concentrate solely on the election stuff.
Yeah. And I think it may go back to that. I honestly do. I think he likes to just throw a lot of things out there.
For sure.
Yeah. I truly think it's nothing more than it's a shell game right now of a different order, but either way, we need it badly. Now, not to get off subject, but since we were speaking about dicks,
Oh, yeah.
You know, I figured now is the perfect time
Oh,
to
my
really
God.
get into this. So let me go back and make this full screen
is
here.
rough.
Yeah, we don't have to.
No, put it on. Put it on.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Where are you? Boom. All right. So there it is. So
Wow.
horror in
Man
Los
dies
Angeles.
from cutting his own dick off and
I
bleeding
mean-
out in the street.
I mean,
Wow, the trans movement has really moved to a level that I didn't think it was going to be.
Donald Trump.
Public castrations now. Wow, huh?
Donald
Good job,
Trump
guys.
won't let me get my dick cut off, so I did it myself and I died in the street.
If the damn hospital won't let me get it done anymore, I'll do it myself. What the hell is wrong with these people?
And
I
this-
don't know about you, but every single time I've looked down and seen my dick, there's never been a time where I was like, you know what? Yeah, I think I want to cut that thing off. Like,
Go get some
not
scissors.
once. I don't
No.
get it. It's
No.
so crazy.
And what makes it even better is this was in California. So again, inevitably we're saving tax dollars with this. You know, it's
Yeah.
you know, may he
Well,
whatever.
he's gone. He's dead already. He died.
That's right. He's dead.
He
He'll probably
bled
still vote
out.
in the next 3 elections, but still,
he
you know,
will vote in the last.
he will
next week.
vote. Yes, but
Oh,
at least he's
God.
dead. So it's quite
Yeah, one less surgery we have to pay for, right? There you
right?
go.
Like literally, the man had reportedly stripped off his clothing while staggering toward a nearby 7-Eleven before collapsing in a pool of his own blood. I mean, like the dude cut off his dick and went wandering around the streets of Los Angeles. I mean,
Wow.
you know, it's a special kind of stupid right there, people. So you're welcome. And,
Imagine if you were like in a time warp, and all of a sudden, you're from the past, and you came into the future, and all of a sudden you saw someone doing that. You'd be like, "What the? Send me back, man! Send me
right,
back!"
like what the fuck is wrong with you? You might
my
be a
gosh.
dumb bastard. So there's that one, and then we have another interesting story here that you shared it with me. So good on you for doing
Yeah.
it, because you know I'm terrible at this. So here, let's.
I
let's
do the
pull-
prep work, I guess.
He does.
I'm like the chef, does the prep work, cuts all the vegetables and everything else, ready for the meal.
pretty much, because I'm pretty bad with this stuff. So here, let's.
Oh, this
let's-
is good. This is
Let me
good.
go here. All right.
Go with some
So
sound.
let's
Take a look here. Times Trump endorses one social. Yes, Trump, you know, Trump's yesterday on Truth Social essentially said, when I endorse, it's a very big deal because the people that I endorse, the endorsees, almost always win. And as it turns out, the president is correct on this. He is a GOAT when it comes to Republican primaries. He is a Tom Brady. He is a Babe Ruth, because take a look here. Times Trump endorses won GOP primaries, congressional and gubernatorial races, 98% in 2020, 95% in 2022, and then 96% in 2024. Now, I will note that oftentimes he endorses incumbents, and those folks don't necessarily have very hard challenges. But even when he endorses challengers against incumbents, the challengers win a majority of the time. His endorsement, President Trump's endorsement, is as good as gold in Republican primaries.
You know, you compare it to Tom Brady. He actually does better than Tom. Tom Brady lost
He did.
a few Super Bowls, stunningly.
Yeah.
Donald Trump
You lied.
almost never loses when he endorses in a
Deflategate.
primary. Because, why?
Why? Because Republicans love Donald Trump more than any president's own party supporters loved him at this particular point. Just take a look here. Okay, own party supporters, 21st century presidents, own party approval about at this point in the second term. Bush was at 77%. Obama was at 77%. Look at this. 86% of Republicans approve of the job that Donald Trump is doing at this point. That is higher than either Obama or Bush had within their own party at this point. Trump's magic touch has not seemed to wear off yet when it comes to the Republican base.
And what kind of approval are we talking about here?
Okay, so we're talking about overall approval here. How about the strongly approved, not just like, but love. Okay, we're going to look at these same presidents again. Strong approval among your own party's base. What you see here is Trump is the only one who gets a majority at this point in their presidency. Obama was at 48%. Bush was at 47%. You see here Trump at 53%. Not as high as overall approval rating, but still getting a majority of the Republican base, at least in the average of polls, to say that they still really like him.
Okay, so the president says he will endorse. He hasn't said who he will endorse yet. but I bet you the prediction markets have a sense.
Yeah, there have been rumblings. The prediction markets are hearing rumblings, and they think that it is going to be this man, John Cornyn, who's the incumbent, who, of course, got more votes in the initial round just on Tuesday. On Tuesday, the chance, according to the Kalshi prediction market, that he would be the GOP nominee for Senate in Texas was 24%. Now on the belief that Trump will endorse, look at that, up like a rocket, 85%. And that is because the markets believe what we saw on slide number 1, which is Trump's endorsement is very, very important. He's a GOAT.
And that increased really only because of the endorsement. Let's
You
be
got
clear
that
about
right.
that. Harold, and thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend.
A lot of news this morning.
Dude, you gotta love it, because it's proof positive right there that all these doomsayers and all these schmucks that say Trump's losing his base, whatever. No, he has his base locked down. But what he also has, what you all can't fathom, is he has a whole bunch of other people that are falling in line and supporting the man. So
Yeah.
President
Harry
Trump,
Enton is like the Grim Reaper of CNN. It's amazing to me that guy has not been
I
filleted
know.
and put on the flagpole, because every single time he does one of these videos, that's all he does is just says how amazing Trump is doing, and all those people are ready to use butter knives on their throats.
and dude, right? It's like cutting the wrist with a plastic knife or a fork. Like literally, you have a situation here where CNN, that man, is giving you more honest polling than Real America's Voice, Breitbart, Fox News, Newsmax. OAN gets a pass. They're pretty much spot on, but you don't really see them anywhere because that's what they do. More than most. Okay, so as all the other ones tout
Trafalgar,
oh God,
Rasmussen.
Richard Barris, that schmuck, all them. I mean, they all turn, and they know better, but they're purposely deceiving you. When it's CNN showing you that, all right, when it's them showing you, that means
It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, dude,
When you think about it.
Whatever numbers they're putting out there, it's well higher.
So I always wonder, when Democrats see those segments and they know, oh God, here comes Harry, he's going to say how great Trump's doing. I wonder, do they listen to that, or do they probably switch off and go to MSLSD? You know what I mean? I hope they listen to it, because maybe they're going, yeah, maybe he isn't that bad. You know, look, wow, CNN is actually telling us the truth about this guy for once.
Dude, it's kind of frightening. So, you know, President Trump, I understand we both understand more than anybody, including not our audience, but than most, why he supports and why he endorses some that he does.
Yeah.
All right. We get it.
Yeah.
And
there are some where
it.
he needs the votes, you know.
Yes.
Unfortunately, why do you think he endorsed Lindsey Graham-nesty? You know, everyone was upset about that because he's, you know, on the Judiciary Committee. That's why, because he needed to get these judges through and things like that. So, look, it does suck. That's D.C., right? D.C. stands for the District of the Cesspool, because that's what it is.
Yep.
District of Criminals, whatever you want to call it. But it is, you know, it's backslapping, it's handshakes behind the scenes. It's probably, who knows, a little of this. I mean, who knows the hell goes on in Washington, right? But the reality is that, and I hope he doesn't do it, because I think he's going to do it, but he's probably going to endorse Cornyn. But again, I want the SAVE Act. And it looks like President Trump is on the same page as as I was talking about on Thursday.
Yeah.
I said, I want the SAVE Act in law. Now, I know some people are like, we don't want to compromise and we don't want, you know, him in. I don't want him in either, but I want the SAVE Act more. And I have no problem telling anyone that, because if we can get that, we can have so many more of these other Ken Paxtons out there. And here's the other thing. I think it was Alito and Thomas, one of those two, more likely Alito, was thinking of stepping down at some point.
Alito.
So if he does, then you put Ted Cruz on the court.
Yep.
And he'll be an easy fly-through nomination because he's part of the club, right? He's in the Senate. So he would get confirmed relatively easy. And then guess what? Texas?
Paxton.
Ken Paxton.
Yep.
Appoint Ken Paxton to Ted Cruz's seat, and it's a giant this for John Cornyn, and we get the SAVE Act.
Yes.
Or understand, maybe at some point, Paxton, maybe he replaces Bondi. Maybe he becomes chief counsel for the White House. Maybe he, you know, has so many other positions, opportunities, and things like that. So, or he's nominated for the Supreme Court. You know? So he's going to continue to grow in the MAGA movement.
Remember the deputy attorney general spot that he hasn't named yet either. That's going to report directly to the White House. That's got Paxton written all over it as well. So there's a lot of different ways you can get there. But I just want to make this appeal right now. Tell you right now, take it from me, President Trump. You've invited me to the White House. We've hung out. All right, we hung out for like a total of maybe 12, 13 minutes, but still.
It's more than the 12 or 13 minutes I've ever had with him.
Hey, I got to go to the White House. I got to hang out with you in West Virginia. You watched my rallies in 2010. Listen, if it all goes good, the SAVE Act can be done before June. So you could write it by this. Endorse Dan Smeriglio for Senate over Susan Collins in Maine. All is good. And don't worry. If I lose the primary, I'm now an independent. You're welcome. And you go. I don't care. I'm here. I'm
Do you
here
really want to
it.
go to DC though and serve with these?
I don't want to do any
serpents,
of it. No, listen. I cannot put it out there.
Fork-tongued devils.
What I'll do is, if I don't get in, then in November I will read to you, because I know how to make history in DC. I meant it when I said if I get into the Senate, I will be censured within 2 days. And I know exactly. I've had this plan for years and years and years. When I thought I may have wanted to run for office and decided I hate all these people because I got to meet them all. And I said what I would do from the floor of the Senate would be something that nobody has ever done before. It would be epic, and it would literally pit me against them all. And that's okay, because the one thing I would do is, I don't want to give away anything because it's going to happen in November. I'm going to read exactly what I would have done. And if we do win, you're going to be there because it's already been predetermined. You made a verbal commitment on the air. So, listen, it will be legendary. And if nothing else, we're going to make a shit ton of money. And unlike everybody else, we're going to put that money all back and give it out to people and we're going to build this network hardcore, do what we need to do, because it would be something that has never happened before. I've done my homework on this. I've planned this for years, and it would be legendary. But
I thought about it. I mean, I've had people reach out to me, Arizona legislature folks that I know really well on a personal level, and they've said, "Hey, Josh, why don't you run for this seat? Why don't you run for that seat?" And I just never wanted to do it. And I thought about it, and I was like, I could run and basically just be exactly who I am, continue to do my show. And whether I win or lose, it wouldn't matter, because I would have name recognition again. Yep. I'd break through maybe some of the censorship. Yep. I could sell more books, right? So I have thought about it, because, if you do a campaign, you need at least $1 million, minimum. Probably more like $2 to $3 million, just to get ads out and things like that. But then again, there's also the assassination issues and some other things, because I wouldn't change a thing. I would be calling out all these prostitutes in the media every single time they would ask me questions. I would call out the other candidates that I was running against. So I'd be brutal. And so who knows, maybe that brutalness, people would flock to it and I would win. Yep. I have no idea. But I wouldn't really care either way. I think I would use it, not to be, I don't want to say that I'd be like a grifter, but with all the censorship that I've had all these years, doing something like that would be like a reset in a way to my career, to kind of like break through all that censorship, because then they'd have to pay attention to me because I'm a quote, declared candidate like you are, right?
Oh, exactly.
I'd sell more books, I'd have more speaking engagements, all that, but I'd also have a lot more security issues too. So yeah, that's why I really haven't done it, because I just, I want to continue to breathe. So.
Well, I look at it like this. I've received, probably upwards of like 2 million death threats already. So it's like, hey, come prepared, because I'm going to take you with me, and that's how I look at it. But you make the most of it, man. And that's why I'm calling out that bitch from the New York Times. Listen, I did the interview 3 weeks ago. I'm waiting. So I'm going to continue to ratchet up that campaign and maybe make a phone call and record it and do a video, because it's what we do here. So, then that's the biggest thing. That's why they hate me, because, when the liberal media interviewed me, because the conservative media Maine just doesn't exist, literally.
You have to record everything you do
you
deal with liberal media.
Yep.
Because they'll try to, and you tell them up front, hey, I'll do an interview with you, but just understand, I am recording the entire thing.
That's right.
So if you change one syllable, one word, one letter, I'm going to call you out on it, and I'm going to drop the real one. So be nice.
It's fun. Or, bury the lead
fair.
and drop the video before they even put it's just
Yeah, exactly.
I do fucked up things. But it's fun because I've been dealing with the media for so long now. It's just hilarious. But yeah, dude, you got to be bold. When they talk to me, it's like, what makes you think? Because kids are being killed and trafficked and drugs and elected officials and cops and judges are in on it. And like, they don't know what to say. Well, what's your plan? Go to the fucking website and let's talk about the real evil. It's like, what do they don't know what to do. It's like, oh God. Oh.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I always like to do things like when they ask a question, I go, okay, I understand how you're asking that question. You want me to give this type of response, but I know exactly what you're doing, so I'm actually going to respond to you this way and make you look stupid and expose your bias. You ready? And then I go ahead and do whatever it is that they were asking me. So,
it's fun.
But that's what you have to do. You have to expose them so they don't keep doing it.
One time, it was kind of hilarious. I was doing a rally in 2006, and a reporter came up to me. It was like my 5th or 6th rally, and I had just got done working all night on duty, on patrol, and then stay up and then go do the rally. I throw on the suit, and I'm using literally a big giant garbage can covered in American flags on podium because we just didn't have it that day. We have about 2,000 people out there. This reporter comes over. He goes, and I had the microphone in my pocket, right? So we didn't know as I turned it on. He goes, I want to ask you something, Mr. Smeriglio. He's like, since you're against all immigrants, I said, illegal. I said, you leave that out, but I'll correct the record for you. Right. Illegal. It's like, well, I notice you're wearing a black suit again. Is there a reason for that? Do you want to shed light on that? He puts his little tape recorder in my face. Tape recorder, people. Okay, tape recorder. And I said, that's a great question. You're the first one to ask me that. I said, well, I'm actually mourning the loss of America's sovereignty. He starts writing. I said, you dumb fucking idiot. It's called, I can only afford one suit. I said, why don't you buy me a nice gray one, ass fuck? And maybe I'll wear that one and make it look all pretty for you. When he didn't know, the entire audience heard it and they all started laughing and they all started like cursing at the guy. And it was just complete mockery of them. I loved it. That was one of my most favorite moments, I gotta admit. Out of all the crazy shit that I've experienced, there was something about just seeing them get called out. And just like that one libtard, what's your plan to fix the problem in Mexico? That's why immigrants are coming here. I said, illegals? He's like, what? Well, she's like, what's your plan? And my people all surrounded her.
I crushed, and I use this word lightly. It was more like demolished, sledgehammered, jackhammered, this black host that works with the Young Jerks. What's his name? Chunk Yogurt's crew. Yeah. The black guy. I can't think of his name. But I was beating his ass so bad in a debate, he cut my microphone. I think Rashad Ritchie, I think that is the name. Yeah. So anyone can look it up on YouTube. Put my name, Josh Bernstein, and I think his name is Dr. Rashad Ritchie. I absolutely obliterated him. And then, of course, I had Chunk Yogurt as well, and I destroyed him in a debate as well on the Young Jerks a couple of years ago. So those are some of my 2 highlights that anyone can go look at. They're really funny. The Sync one is like 24, 25 minutes, and it's just he just gets demolished. It's so good. It's so good.
It's epic fun when you could do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Like it's great. It's like I said, when she asked me, what's your plan to fix the problems in Mexico? I said, I'm in America. I don't give a flying shit about Mexico.
Exactly.
I said, it's a little thing called 1776. Grow some nuts and take back your country. Until then, fuck off. I don't care about your problems. And that's exactly how I feel. So that was America first right there in 2006. All right. Because again, I'm protesting illegals. I'm protesting corruption, but I should care about the problems in another country. Sorry. Who cares about our problems? Who cares about our?
If anybody wants to have an evening where there's nothing on TV, or you don't want, you want to do something fun and entertaining, put my name, Josh Bernstein, and then put Right Wing Watch, and you'll probably find 300 things that they have written about me, about all the different things that I've said throughout my career, and some of them are really funny. And I would have to say 75 to 80% of it is accurate. I did say most of those things, and I'm still to this day proud of every single one of them.
Damn straight. You don't run from it. Fuck that. Yeah. That's why
I don't run from it at all. I don't apologize.
No.
Pussies apologize. And then what happens is you lose support because you're apologizing, right?
Yes.
And then the next thing you know, if you apologize, then you're supposed to apologize for something else. And then if you don't apologize for that, you got to apologize for this. So it's like I never, ever, ever apologize.
No,
I
it's
just
a
double,
vicious
triple,
cycle.
quadruple down.
You don't friggin' do it ever. You know, and it's the best way. That's why I always say every time they bring it up. But what if somebody talks about PolitiShock during the campaign? I want it, please. I will own every word of it.
There you
Did
go.
you really call this one a CUNT? Yes, I did. You know, did you really? Yes, I
The way it
did.
should be.
That fucking who cares? Anyway, dude, it's the end.
Is it really the hour again?
It's 59 minutes and 21 seconds. Like,
that is
damn,
crazy, dude. That is crazy.
Dude,
I know it just flies. It just flies,
dude.
like nothing. I was looking for this thing. I can't seem to find it, but it was going to be what you were saying if you were elected to Congress, what you were going to tell them. And I wrote this pretty funny thing a while back. What I would do my speech. I just can't find it right now. I'll make sure that I have it for our next show.
Good.
And I'll read it to everybody. But it was pretty funny.
Because if I don't win, all right, November 8th on PolitiShock, I will be doing the full reading of, and people will steal my ideas, but let's face it, they've been doing that shit for 20 fucking years.
So this would be your like acceptance speech into the Senate.
Yes.
Kind of deal. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
but more so the first time you get to speak on the floor, and and the dais is yours, and you have I think 15 minutes. Oh, I'm ready to roll, like never before. Please believe. So
all right,
there you go. Elect us to DC. All right. Anyway,
sounds good. Well,
all
that
right,
was
bro.
the hour.
Yes,
that was quick.
Get the book.
Preserving liberty, bold and brave solutions to save America and create permanent freedom. That's what it's all about. Permanent freedom. Not 300 plus executive orders, which only 28, by the way, are codified. My book shows you how to make them all permanent. It shows you how to go over and above left-wing governors that veto things, and getting around them. It shows you how to do ballot initiatives in the states. It shows you where everything is for every state, how to reach out to the activists, how to become an activist, all of it. It's really kind of a textbook on all of that. And of course, you can get a free copy of it, digital copy, if you join the Substack, jbushow.substack.com.
Bottom of the screen, people. So thank you. And again, programming note, so everybody knows, tomorrow night I've made a change already, so I'm a damn liar. 8 p.m. you could watch the Hour of Rage. 9 p.m. you'll get a re-airing of this show. So that's tomorrow night. If you so desire, or if you missed it, you could watch our Hour of Rage. It should have aired on Friday. It's going to air tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and 9 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to re-air this show. You're welcome. So
sounds good. And so it's going to be my time 6 to 7.
Yes.
On Sundays, right?
Yes.
And so what is the Thursday Hour of Rage going to be then?
That'll be 10 p.m. Eastern, so that'll be...
Is it 3 hours now? Are you 3
I guess
hours?
it's 3 hours now, yeah.
So it's going to be 7 to 8.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so 7 to 8 Thursday and 6 to 7 Sunday.
Yes.
Got it.
You got
All
it.
right. Sounds good,
So,
man.
and what he's talking about is PolitiShock coming to you live this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, prior to that, Josh will be doing his Full Throttle Thursdays on his
That's right.
Substack. It's across the bottom of the screen. It's in the links. You know where to find it. So go and subscribe. Otherwise, you want to support us, you want to go there, scan the thing, send us a donation, or join the tiers, and you can become a part of the VOP posse. FU, Real America's Voice. And that's all I've got for you. So always a pleasure, Josh. Thank you,
Sounds
brother.
good, man.
And
God bless everybody.
And since we were talking about it, enjoy the outro. So sorry. Love you all. Election time is here, Maine, and you have a choice on the Democrat side between a socialist and a communist. Gee, which one will you choose? And on the Republican side, let's face it, you have washed up, has-been Susan Collins. But what you don't know, you have another choice. And I am that choice. And I have been that choice since announcing last January. People ask, where have you gone? Are you still running for Senate? The answer is this: yes, I am. But in doing so, I had to spend more time getting attacked by the establishment and attacked by the people who said they wanted change, but all they did was condemn, criticize, and judge versus help and get involved. We lost our house. I lost my job. Changes had to be made. I still have that house, but we can't afford to live there anymore. The price you pay for doing the right thing. You can't see anything about the campaign on social media. Social media, including X, is a joke. It's not a home for free speech. It's a home for suppression and suspension. As soon as we launched our Senate channel, it was deleted within 12 hours because the establishment fears the voice of truth. If you want to know what I'm doing and the things I have to say, go to VOPUSARadio.com and check out the Dan for Senate channel, and you can see all the videos as to where it began and how we got here. I told you over a year ago what it's going to be, and congratulations. While you were all trying to decide if I was a, quote, real Mainer, the establishment wins again. Your Marxist, communist, socialist piece of crap governor, she's a shoo-in for the Democrat candidate, and Rhino establishment hack is going to be your candidate on the Republican side. You want change? Write in change. Write in Dan Smeriglio. If called to serve, I will serve. But I am done sacrificing for people who don't want it. I'm done trying to prove myself to you. What I said over a year ago has come true. So now your choices are slim. Your state can no longer afford to be complacent and quiet, because you are all complicit if you allow this to occur. If you want the change, write in the change. Vote for the change. I did this because you didn't. Because this country and this state needs a fighter. I'm here and ready to serve, as I have always been. VOPUSARadio.com. I say the things that you're too afraid to say.